Hello, welcome in. We've got a first on our hands, I'm pretty sure, for this channel because I am recording this off stream. I think this is the first thing I've ever put onto my channel here that has not just been ripped off of a live stream. But, you know, sometimes you just see something happening and you don't want to start a whole stream for it, but you want to see how it plays out. So, welcome in. We have got a 1v1 ranked matchup here. These guys are both about, well, you can see right here, 1537 is the elo of Batushka here in the green. He is playing as the Poles. And then we have 1557 as the elo for Enzyme, who's playing here as the Turks. We are here on Arena. Double first ever, I think. I don't think I've actually put any, like, not... I mean, it depends on what you mean by, like, professional, I suppose. But, like, top-level AoE gameplay. I don't think I've ever actually put any of that on my YouTube before. Of course, I've put my own gameplay on there. But I think I'm a pro by now, right? I'm pretty sure I'm professional. Definitely top-level, for sure. But, yeah, I have not seen this. I have not yet watched this game. It's not quite happening live, but I have not actually seen what happens here. So maybe this won't be as good as I hope it is, but maybe it will be. I'm in here because Poles versus Turks are very, very commonly picked civs for Arena. And they both have very particular strategies that they usually want to go for. Anyone who watches my stream regularly, I don't know if I've expressed this on a YouTube video before, but I'm a big fan of closed maps Arena. I think it offers a pretty wide variety of strategies as far as maps go that are viable. I myself prefer the more clowny builds, you know, FC into monks, siege, that kind of shenanigans, but there are a couple other strats out there. So I have not seen this. I don't know what's going to happen here, but I would say about 95 times out of 100 at this elo, at my elo, roughly. If you see Turks, they're going FC into Janissaries, and if you see Poles, they're going fast feudal into towers. So if you've played Arena any serious amount of times in this game, you've definitely had someone tower rush you, and you've definitely had someone either try to forward castle drop you into Janissaries, safe castle into Janissaries, whatever it might be. So we've got a little bit of a battle of the... I don't want to say toxic strategies, because I don't really think very many strategies are toxic in Age of Empires. In fact, I might say that there is no such thing as a toxic strategy. But when these strategies are happening to you, they feel very toxic. And then you feel sick to your stomach relatively quickly when you realize you are being castle dropped by Turks or tower rushed by the Poles. But we'll see how it goes here. Now, I will say, this is the first indicator. Whenever you see walls being deleted on Arena, that usually tips you off about who plays Arena more. It's not necessarily always the case at this level, but Enzyme deleting the walls fairly early on here leads me to believe that perhaps Enzyme's a little bit more experienced on this map. Okay, it is going to be a tower rush from Batushka. To be fair, tower rushing the Turks is usually a pretty good idea. There are a couple different perks to it. First off, if you can ever force counter towers or anything like that, even if you can delay, you know, knock them off stone, knock them off gold, whatever it might be, that's already huge damage. Even just forcing the tower. If you get no other damage, forcing a tower from the Turks helps quite a bit. That's just extra stone that they're going to need to mine before they can get a castle down. It delays whatever timing they want to hit. And the Turk players usually are going for some sort of timing, for sure. But obviously, if you can get in, if you can deny them off resources, if you can even delay the castle age, force them to invest anything, start them off on like mangonels or something to clear up your towers before they go into anything else. That's also really good. But you have to be pretty quick about it. Forward barracks here as well from Batushka is interesting. You gotta actually hit a good timing though, because if you just allow the Turk player to mine stone and go up to castle age freely, then suddenly, you know, they can just drop a castle and clear up all of your towers basically for free. So we'll see. But there is some value to that, right? If they're dropping their castle back here to clear up your towers, then the castle's not on your face, which is also pretty good. All right, first tower goes up, and Enzyme here is going for the walling strategy. Now, because the tower is right up against the wall here, you can actually dive a villager right underneath the tower, I think, and not get hit. And then you could actually build some house or something behind here to delay this further, but I don't mind the big walls. The only issue with the walls here from Enzyme is if the villagers come in here and tower here, things get a little spooky on your stone, right? Poles, of course, want to do this strategy usually because Polish villagers heal over time once they hit the feudal age. So in a tower war, theoretically, it should be much easier for the Polish player because any damage they take repairing underneath their towers just heals back automatically. That's why we see the Poles doing this strategy. And let's see. What do we see? We actually don't know the stones here. Oh, that's actually really bad. That's very unfortunate. Now we scout out here. So this is, I mean, maybe it's not bad. Enzyme goes for the counter tower. If I'm green here, we've got plenty of stone, right? Let this tower go up. Then just drop another tower over here. Don't even contest the tower war over on this side. Now immediately go over here. Drop it on the stone. We're up against the Turks, man. You gotta keep them off stone. There's not enough... Well, technically there is enough here for another counter tower from Enzyme, but at least force him to do the counter tower, and then you're tower warring over a very important resource for the Turks. Whereas here, there's no resources here being idled out by this tower war, right? So I think this is the first mistake, I would say, from green. Okay, now we're going to come over here. A little late, but better late than never. And there's a second tower, and there's a second tower from red as well. This is good, though. 5 villagers idle in this tower. 6 more villagers idled building this tower. We've got archers in here now. I didn't even notice the archery range behind. This can be good and bad. Some players always add in the extra archery range. You can garrison your towers without needing villagers to be in there, which is nice. This is not super pretty, but it's fine. Castle Age is only 55 seconds away from Enzyme, for Enzyme here. And, I mean, the perk here, Enzyme is completely idled off of the stone right now. We're going to continue trying. We're going to drop another tower over on this side. So we really want to get inside the walls. Very lucky, at least, for Enzyme. Both golds are right in the back of the base. So that's at least one thing we don't have to worry about. The forward stone is the only particularly awkward thing here. How are we doing behind this? A minute 30 of idle TC time. Not perfect, but not terrible either. It's okay. We're forcing pretty good damage on the back end, right? Idle eco and all that kind of stuff adds up. And look at this. All these villagers walling. Really good damage. Tower does go down on the stone, though, so Enzyme should be able to get back on this stone pretty soon here. And we are in the Castle Age. We've got the Siege Workshop down. It's actually a Scorpion to start. Interesting. Usually it would be a mangonel, though I suppose we aren't really... None of the towers that are currently up are really doing any damage to us right now, as the Turk player. Another tower, this becomes exponentially more difficult, though, now that the Siege Workshop is down, so... Might even just be time to go home and focus on our eco a little bit. We're now up to 2 minutes of idle TC time from green. Probably just drop a market. Well, drop some houses first off, because we are, again, we've been housed for a while now. But I think it's about time to just drop a market and go up to Castle Age ourselves. Getting a second full work going is good. So have a lot of hurtables we can take under the TC, so even though our res is not amazing here, we probably could click up here with a market if we sell stone and stuff. It is perfectly doable, and now green is pulling all of his stone villagers off to get some more food coming in. Okay. This is always going to happen. You're never going to kill your opponent with a tower rush, or at least you shouldn't ever kill your opponent with a tower rush on Arena. So it's very important to figure out when to stop. It's a very important thing to learn how to do if you're wanting to tower rush on Arena. That's honestly maybe the most important thing. Scout goes down there for free against the Spearman. That's a little sloppy from Enzyme. It's okay though. Market goes up. Yeah, very important to know when to stop pressuring with the towers and just go up to Castle Age instead. So green's going to do that now. There are two approaches green can do here now. You can just go up to Castle Age, play it standardly. You've already done a ton of damage to the Turk player. Like, we didn't kill any villagers or anything, but look at how delayed Enzyme is here from whatever they wanted to do. They're going to get a castle up pretty soon here, but they're already multiple minutes into Castle Age. Still have to clear up these towers at the front of their base, all that kind of stuff. So we've done a lot of incidental damage. It won't show up here necessarily, except a little bit in that idle eco number. But we have done a lot of damage. Okay, there's the castle. This is going to clear up the last two towers remaining here from Batushka. Castle Age is a minute 45 away from green. And this is what I'm saying. There are two lines of strategy to maybe go for here. You can either... You've been in Feudal Age so long, you have a great eco working on your way up to Castle Age, so you can pull off a pretty good fast imp play here off the back of this. Usually I think that's ideal. Drop a castle forward, go up to imp real quick, and you can just continue the forward pressure that way. You could also transition this into economy. You know your opponent's probably only on 1 TC, maybe 2 at max. But they've invested so much into stuff here that you can fairly reasonably guess that they're only on 1 TC still. So you can drop 2, maybe even 3 town centers behind this pressure now. But and maybe that's what green's going to do. I would have liked the castle though. All right, Castle Age comes in. Making a couple scouts here. So playing for relics is pretty important against the Turks. Turks do die if they run out of gold. That's like the win condition against Turks, is to make them run out of gold. So if you can get the relics, very strong. We already have Janissaries being produced here from red. It is going to be a castle, not super forward, but kind of forward from green. But I don't know if it's going to be the fast imp play. We've made some scouts. We even got like some blacksmith upgrades here. I'm interested to see what the game plan is here. We are sitting on the relics. I like this. We've only got 2 full works up behind this. This is the issue, is actually finding space for all these full works can be tough on Arena. At a certain point, you have to like delete houses and the initial houses and just fit in more full works. Rams coming out with the Janissaries. I guess it's going to be imp from green, I guess. Okay, Siege Workshop. If we just sell a little bit here, we can click up. No big deal. We don't. We're going for the privileges. Interesting. Okay. So we're going to try and get knights on the field in the Castle Age against Janissaries. That can be tough, but it can be done. If this is what we were going for, though, I really think extra TCs should have been a good way to start out. But okay, second armor coming in. Privileges are in. That means these knights are going to be very cheap to produce. So knights are going to start coming out here. Ram push is coming in, though. 13 Janissaries for Enzyme. Idle TC is racking up a little bit. I think Enzyme wants Imp now. Probably, honestly, if I'm Enzyme here, I'm assuming green is already going up to Imp. If I see the forward castle there like this, I'm assuming it's already going up to Imp. That's generally what... Because otherwise, why is the castle forward if we're just going to sit in Castle Age? Why is the castle not back here? I guess it covers some resources in the meantime. Second relic coming back for green. Second TC for green. But the Janissaries are here to cover the Rams. Okay, Imp is 215 away for red. We've got another castle in the bank here, Enzyme does, if we want it. It's a bit of a slow push, but I guess we can slow... If we're up to Imp anyway, we can slow roll it. Just wait for Siege to come out so we can actually push the castle. We're just banking up knights behind this, green is. Third TC. Looks weird to have the TCs so close together, but this is actually good for the polls. You want to cram your TCs as much as possible so you have more space for full works. We're a little bit too heavy on gold. With the privileges, the knights really don't cost that much. Does it actually show? No. Okay. I don't remember what exactly it goes down to, but we're not using that much gold. I'd like to see like 2 more full works, honestly. We need as much food as possible. Also, getting heavy plow is actually very important to the polls. It just means you're getting a lot more food every time you build a farm. That would probably be worth getting. Not something you rush very often with any other civ, but it is kind of valuable for the polls. Alright, Forge Siege Workshop. We're in Imp. Chemistry comes in automatically, so we can already be getting some bombard cannons out. That is indeed what red is going for. Double Siege Workshop bombard cannon production. Redemption Monks. I guess that's okay. Polls I don't usually see polls going heavy into monks, but you do get block printing, which is necessary if you're going to try this against the Turks. Still kind of awkward. The Turk bombard cannon does outrange even block printing monks, I think. Once artillery comes in. But can be okay. I like how patient green is being. I really like how patient green is being. Okay, I say that right as he moves in. I don't know if this is enough. We're 18 knights versus 23 Janissaries. Let's see how this goes. I'm pretty sure the knights all die, but it can still be a good engagement. Ram goes down. Oh, it's awkward. That's a really nice place to sit. Yeah, that wasn't great. Well, we killed some Janissaries, and the knights are cheap, so maybe that's okay. I would have liked to at least seen the siege get sniped down, ideally. But It's tough to be patient forever, right? That was really good being patient that long. It's tough when your castle's going down to wait even longer. Might have even been worth waiting until the castle goes down and red moves out and then getting a flank in or something. We could have had a big clear up. Alright, second TC finally for Enzyme, so we're going to start to add in some eco behind this. We are floating a lot of res. Red is, in particular. That's a lot of food. Probably need more on gold. Add in more TCs to spend it. Start making Hussar, honestly. Anything. Could be a good way to use that food. This is the monastery with both of the relics the green has collected so far, which is a little unfortunate for green. Turks are very bad in a post-gold game. So any relic that Enzyme gets here is kind of important. We're being patient though, healing up our knights behind. Trying to add in more full works. I think there's been a misclick here, though. We're actually making the farms before the full work, which does not work. But I like this. We're getting it going. I still think deleting these houses is worthwhile. Just get all your houses up on the side somewhere. Clear out as much space as you can. $77 vills for green. It's only 56 for red, so the eco is much better for green right now, but the push is coming in for red. And now the Turk player is in their, how do I want to say, wheelhouse, I suppose. Pushing with Janissaries, Bombard Cannons, and Trebs. Oh, green rescued the relics. I like that a lot. The monastery went down with the relics inside. We've squirreled them back into our base, and we're going to get it set up here. There are still 2 relics out here, by the way. I'd like to see both players. Does red actually... How much does red see here on this map? Ooh, red scouting is really bad. He did lose the scout pretty early. So that makes sense, but... Man, it'd be so easy to get these 2 relics. Having 3 to 2 relics... Sorry. Yeah, 3 relics for the Turks is a big deal if this game goes late. Alright, up to 30 Janissaries. Might need to start... I don't know. This is a lot of cav coming out for green. We're also floating a lot of gold, green is. 4th town center. I don't hate it. We're still 20 villagers up over our opponent here. Stables being prepped in the back, though. If the Turks can go into camels, it's pretty strong. I don't know if the eco is able to support this switch. But... I'd like to have some out. Okay, Hussars are also fine. It's just getting something in front of the Janissaries at all feels pretty good. More full works behind. We can't fully use these full works, though, without deleting some more houses. Imperial Age is on the way for green. Okay. We held. We did a Castle Age hold. The push has... arrived at our doorstep, though. A forward castle from Enzyme is going to lock down some good golds here for him. And if this push continues any longer, it's going to be a big problem for green. So we kind of have to make a big stand here pretty soon, I think. Houses going down at the front could also be bad. Green's been housed a lot this game. Getting some farms up that aren't on full works. Probably worth it. I think some people are a little too worried about not making farms on full work. Sometimes you just need the farms down. So I don't hate that at all, but we're going to be giga housed now. Oh boy, we're going to be super housed now. University on the side, getting our eco upgrades. Enzyme is stretching out for the 3rd TC now. Lots of idle time for green. Could honestly be fully popped up at this point. Still trying to figure out when is the right time to take this fight. At this stage, we probably want to wait until we get our imp upgrades, right? These Janissaries are about as good as they're gonna get until Elite comes in. So we're not really on a clock, per se. Right? We're not worried about our opponent's army getting that much better. We can just wait a little, but man, this is gonna be real tough. The Janissaries are coming in. The walls have been breached. This is our main gold up here. Actually don't know where we're taking gold from except here. Nowhere, maybe. So this is a little bit awkward. Now we feel like we need to take a fight. Okay, this is the moment. This is the big moment where you delete all your walls and you take as good of a fight as you can get. Is this good? 40 Janissaries. We've got about 40 cav units in here too, though. Bombard cannons are going down as well. Janissaries are going down a bit. It honestly was not that bad of a fight to start out with. Treb's gonna go down. We've already gone through, like, probably 15 Janissaries. And we're still going. 2 bombard cannons and a Treb. That was a good fight, honestly. We lost almost everything. But our units are much cheaper than our opponent's units. So I don't mind that fight. It is unfortunate that we had to take it before we got any upgrades. Would have been a much better feeling if we could have gotten Cavalier or Winged Hussar. Or even the second attack we're even missing. Would have been good to get, but, you know, sometimes you just gotta take a fight. Red has basically caught up on Vils as well. I don't know why green has... Okay, we're still making Vils, kind of, but... Feels like the stress of the situation is getting to green here quite a bit. Cav rides out again. Honestly, it's not that bad. Force everything back. We're converting the bombard cannons. That's not terrible. We don't have artillery or elite Janissary yet from red, which feels like a mistake at this point. But maybe we can just force the issue. We have so much res, like... I don't know, this feels like maybe a forgotten bonus a lot of the time, but Winged Hussars do get bonus damage against gunpowder units. If you just fully upgrade your Winged Hussars, just go full Winged Hussar. You don't even need the Cavalier, I feel like. They'd go so hard against full Janissary, Bombard Cannon, even against the Hussar. We can get our upgrades. Poles are generally not considered a great arena civ at the top level, but if it turns into like a post-imp fight, poles are one of the best, I think. Just off the back of how strong Polish Winged Hussars are. It's kind of bonkers how good that unit is. So I'd like to see us actually get it here. Still, by the way, nobody's taken these 2 relics. So red is still on a timer, right? This feels like red is in a winning position, and they are. But red is still on a clock. If Turks run out of gold, it's really bad. They don't get pikemen. They don't get elite skirm. It basically has to be full Hussar if the Turks have no gold, which is really, especially against the Poles, is really not good. So we do have to be careful here. And what's our clock looking like here? 4, 5, 6. Only got 600 gold that is super safe. We still have some gold we can take forward maybe though, which could be important. Got another charge out of the cavalry. This feels like red needs something to tip this fight in his favor, right? It is awkward. I really like to see camels here instead of the Hussar. If you just get a decent amount of camels in front of your Janissary, suddenly you can just straight up take this fight. Winged Hussar coming in now. Monks going down to the Hussar, though. Janissary's still putting in work. Probably worth noting, red is missing a lot of upgrades on his Hussar. So the Hussar in front of these Janissaries is not great. All right, winged Hussar is in. They're doing quite a bit of damage to the Janissaries now. I find one that's not dying. Yeah, 4 bonus damage to gunpowder. That's 9 plus 5 basically right now. It's going to be 9 plus 6 in a minute. Against 4. A lot of damage per hit. Janissaries are not tanky, especially without the elite upgrade. This is good. Sending the Hussar to the side is really good. There's not a ton out here for green, but it's enough to do damage. We could have sent them out here too. This is very good for green to sneak this gold. Red's coming out there with an outpost though to maybe figure it out. Ballistics comes in for green. I think we need a little patience. If we just bank up... I guess. It's tough, though, when red's actively moving his Janissaries in, I guess. We could get up to, like, 30 winged Hussar. We can just flood out here and take a great fight back in the other direction. Singular winged Hussar chases back those villagers building outposts. Castle out here is not terrible. Locks down this gold. Also, we can still take these relics. Another TC for red. Both players have taken a very long time to get up to a decent population limit. It's got to be said. It's been a very messy game, so I do get it. But we're still struggling to get over 100 villagers on either side. These Janissaries got to be real careful. They're going to start taking some losses if they dive too deeply in here. Bombard cannons in defense for green as well. Treb goes down, though. But this is good for green. We're trading trash units against pretty expensive gold units. Bombard cannon goes down as well. Heavy camel comes in for red, but we're out of gold. There's no gold here for red. This is this is the safest gold for red right now. So I don't know how many camels we can realistically afford to make here. And we're still missing a lot as well. Still no bloodlines, no final armor, missing attack upgrades. So they're not even going to be great camels if we can get any out. This is good though. Bombard cannons go down. Green just needs to settle down a little bit, I think. Score is pretty bad for green, but I think green should be able to win from here. If we just settle ourselves down a bit, get our ecos looking a little bit better, maybe get some walls up over on this side I wouldn't hate, so we can get back out here on the full works. Even just like farming around the castle maybe could be okay. Great raid over here, I'd like to see this. Winged Hussar diving on the bombard cannons. They do a lot. They get the extra bonus damage against the bombard cannons as well. Monks. Can't quite convert that. Do we have devotion? That felt like a really... Oh, we do have devotion. Okay, that's good. Green is just struggling so much to get population on the field. Ooh, bombard cannons getting big shots on the Janissaries. Getting more stables up. We need more food eco, though. Getting more stables up is great, but we actually need the food eco to produce. Camels are out. We're still missing all of those upgrades. Do we have... No. No Lechitic Legacy. That's a big upgrade for the Poles. I still think green can win. Just get Lechitic Legacy, get the last attack upgrade, and then full spam Hussar here, and I think we can still win this. That way. Polish winged Hussars are just that broken. We can probably even beat the camels here, to be honest. We probably could, especially with our last upgrades. Alright, red's going for the final armor now. Still no bloodlines is kind of awkward. Did we get... Oh, we don't have husbandry either. Yeah, it's not ideal. But I suppose at least we're not losing Janissaries to this. A few villagers go down out here. There is a monk on the field for red. I think it's just been chilling out here for quite a while, though. I'd love to see red get at least this relic. Because we're down to what? 1,800 gold. Assuming red can even take this long term. 1,800 gold is all we have. We're getting iron casting now for our cav. But what are we going to be making? Just Hussar? Winged Hussars have a lot of advantages over the regular Hussar. 100 HP to 75, 9 base damage to 7. They get an extra base armor as well, though the Poles don't get the last armor. Plus Lichidic Legacy, if we can get that, offers the trample damage. Okay, Janissary is taking some more shots from the Bombard cannons. Just make more Vills or something, green. Like, we're still just hanging out here at like 130, 120 total population, green is. We've been taking really good fights for a long time now, but red's really pulling ahead economically. Res collected is still in green's favor, though. Polish economy plus the earlier Vills. I like this. Just get the farms up wherever you can. If you can't, like, delete the houses and stuff, if you've got other things you're working on, just get the farms down. It's not that big of a deal. We need the eco more than we need the efficiency, right? Very surprised to see upgrades be the bottleneck here for both players. No Blast Furnace. Okay, finally Bloodlines comes in. I was going to say, Bloodlines is a really big deal. It is a very large deal for these camels to have Bloodlines. Okay, there we go. Bloodlines, Husbandry, Blast Furnace. So red is going to be fully upgraded now with his cavalry. Still missing some from green. But this is still a fine fight to take. I mean, ideally we have everyone fighting here. But Winged Hussars against camels is not the worst. We're down to 1,500 gold. Left to take for red. Still have not taken these relics. Green even made a monastery here, so I wonder if green is going to start thinking about these relics again. In a big fight here. 1-1, I think red should be winning this fight, thanks to the camels mixed in, but I guess we are underneath 2 castles, and I still think just unit cost-wise, green is taking good fights here. Red can't afford to throw away gold units underneath castles like this, too. Eco is a little rough here for green. More farms would be more good for green for sure, and it looks like maybe we're thinking about that a little bit now. I like this. Red is really getting his vision on the rest of the map sorted out. We can see most everything that green's doing on the outside of the walls. Please, just look at the relics. We've had this monk here for so long, it'd be so easy to just click that relic in. But the Hussar spam, we're continuing. Oh, and this is really good. If we can get back into the full work eco from green, it would be massive. Just dive past everything. I don't hate this. We have much better eco, although red maybe does not realize that. If we can harass the eco behind, it's a really big deal. Because green has not shown a lot of willingness to continue making villagers here. Probably feels like they need to put all of their resources into Winged Hussar. But if that's the feeling, we really need to get all of our upgrades in. Starting to push down another castle here. Okay, I don't know if Obuch gives us a lot of value. Green did get this relic, so it's now 3 relics for green, still only 1 for red. How much gold is left? We're down to 800 for red here. But we're down to almost... We're about to dip below 100 total population. Green is, potentially, here. Feels like the eco is really caught up to us, right? Okay, diving on the siege. We don't get the Treb, though maybe we got some bombard cannons. I wasn't paying super good attention. Getting more rating damage on that forward gold is good. Man, just bad fights after bad fights, but it doesn't matter. We just have enough behind. Red has been fighting underneath both of these castles for like 10 minutes straight now. And it just doesn't matter because Red has such a... 91 on food is kind of bonkers for Red. And this is great. Just send the Hussars back through. Who cares? We've almost got 100 on food. Literally... Okay, well, attacking the farm is maybe not ideal there, but yeah, just keep disrupting everything. Town bell! I think that was a town bell. I don't have my volume up super high, but it looked like a town bell to me. So suddenly, yeah, this is over. Oh man. I'm pretty sure this is over. I don't want to call it early, but once you start town belling, we've got no food left. Green's hitting the market now, trying to balance the eco out to keep going a little bit longer. But yeah, this is over. 80 total population. Red just overruns Green here with raw eco. If you ever needed a better example of how much better it is to have better eco than your opponent, this is it. Green should have every advantage here. It is straight Hussar spam from Red against what should be much, much better Hussar. But Green just can't field enough. And Green calls the GG here. Crazy. Power Rush was good. Couple little things, but largely I think the Tower Rush was a big success. This is one of those games that's weird, like all of the big moments in my mind. I'm thinking highlight moments, right? The Tower Rush. I'm thinking the decision to go Castle Age production over Imp right off the back of the Tower Rush. I'm thinking a couple big fights here. Being patient with the military, but taking a couple big fights that really delayed Red's push. All this stuff I think was fine for Green. There was no big decision here that I think was wrong for Green, besides missing some important upgrades. It was just like not expanding the eco enough. I don't know if Green was ever over... Actually, was Green ever over 100 vills here? Yeah, 101 was the max. Just not enough, right? Economy was still pretty even, though, despite that. We just ran out of juice. Great game for both. Two strategies that are kind of built around ending the game pretty early, but this one went late. And Enzyme did great. Really good job here to just continue, like, having 100, like, this eco balance is professional level from Red. Really, really good. There are very few players at this elo, myself included, that will ever get to a balance as good as this. So really good there. And that's what won. Alright guys, so this ended up being a pretty good game. Maybe I'll start doing this more often, recording some stuff off stream, we'll see. But hope you guys liked this. And I can finally give YouTube the outro that my stream gets every day. Have a great rest of your day or night or whatever it is, wherever you guys are at right now. And I'll see you around, alright? Peace.